Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Tuesday night, January the 9th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks for waiting for me. I bowled for the first time in 6 months tonight. And I was very excited to bowl for the first time in 6 months. I bowled in July, then I ruptured my Achilles tendon in August, as you know. So yeah, this is my first time, and it showed. My leg was okay. I was still a little bit tentative in the sliding and the planting, whatever it may be. My right arm is definitely weak. I'm out of practice. My release isn't good. So more to work on than just my leg, but I was just grateful that I was able to get out on the lanes today. So thank you for waiting. I rushed in. I got in the house basically at 11 o'clock, and I rushed to get to my computer. And tonight, as you know, is my short. So I hope you don't feel shortchanged, but tonight is my shorter night where I have to get to my church by midnight. So I will be wrapping up between 11:40 and 11:45. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a very safe and healthy space. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support. And everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond in the city, Lower Mainland province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. This is how you can get involved. You can subscribe so you can get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos every single day. You can like this video, 42 of you in here, which is pretty good. Let's get those likes up a little bit. We're only at 12 or so. You can leave a donation. You can gift a membership like Carol just did. I'll get to that in a second. Thank you so much, Carol. You can also buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Just know that whatever you do, it's certainly not, you're not expected nor obligated to do so, but know how much I do appreciate it. Going a little bit, going out of your way to support me on this channel. So let's start up by recognizing a wonderful membership gift from Carol, dropping 5 gift memberships. So let's get some well-deserved love to Carol in the chat. And Cameron, Smiley, hello, Stro Show, Vince, and Kenny, all gifted memberships. So welcome all 5 of you. Some of you welcome back to the CCCC, the Clay's Canucks Commentary crew. And good timing because our next members live stream is tomorrow night, but I'll remind you of that before we go tonight. So once again, welcome to all of you. And Carol, thank you very much for the generous donation. Just before we get into this big 5-2 victory for the Vancouver Canucks tonight, yes, I was 88 seconds from fulfilling my season-long dream of nailing a 4-2 score prediction correctly, but alas, it was not meant to be. It was 5-2, but I'm not complaining considering the Canucks still won the game. I got to do Game Over Vancouver, and I had Kempner Canucks on with me, Rev Trev. He was great. He was passionate as I expected him to be, yet he was very well thought out, very articulate, and it was great to have him on the show. I hope to do that again on the Game Over side, and maybe even here on this channel. Then I still recorded a quick short after the game. I recorded my goal breakdown, some really nice goals again tonight, and then went bowling, came here doing this show, and then I'll be going to church in about an hour. So not to complain. In fact, doing all these things gives me life, although I feel like I have a little bit of a headache, and I think I'm not as resilient and not as energetic as I used to be, but I appreciate that all you guys are here. Sarah just says, I was thinking about your 4-2 predictions during the game, but then Joshua scored the empty net. Exactly. But it's not about me. It's about the success of the team, and I'm very happy for them. So I'm going to talk about the game for about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes max. Then I'm going to throw it over to all of you. Yeah, Viper, thank you. I was aware of the jittery camera. I noticed it's not just Rev Trev. It's anytime. I don't know if it's my software, like OBS. I don't know if it's Zoom, but I know that he was glitchy. At least the audio was good, but he was jumpy. Rob the Hockey Guy was jumpy. I know when I had Lachlan in, but then when I have like someone like Parker or Kaya on, it's not jumpy. So I don't know if it's the quality of the camera that they are using, and I'm not trying to offend them. If it's a regular webcam, it might be the way the webcam goes through Zoom, goes through OBS. But I appreciate you looking out for me, Viper, and I was very much aware of the jumpy camera for sure. Speaking of jump, the Canucks had a lot of jump today. Another victory. They are now 3-1 on the road trip. They handled the Islanders quite easily, and this was yet another game where I wasn't too worried that the Canucks were going to lose their lead. So we won't go through every single goal. I heard the feedback from you guys that you guys have seen the game. You guys have seen the highlights. You'd rather want to know analysis or opinion as opposed to a straight recap, and I think that is fair. What I liked, 3 of the 5 goals were from defensemen: Philip Hronek, Quinn Hughes, and Tyler Myers. Hronek, man, he injured Siegenthaler yesterday or on the weekend. He injured Casey Cizikas today. And I said it both on Game Over and on my breakdown video. Am I a jerk if I don't think it's funny. I hope Cizikas is okay. But in the moment, I think it's like the Canucks smell blood. They injure one of their players, then they're in essence playing on a quick power play, and Hronek made them pay. Hughes, awesome goal as well, and Tyler Myers with that 93-mile-an-hour slapper. So I like the fact that Canucks defensemen accounted for 3 goals. I like the fact that Philip Hronek was a +3. I like Connor Garland having 2 assists. I like the fact that we outshot the Islanders 17-4 in the second period, which is absolutely crazy. And let's go. And I like Noah Julesen's game. I was a little bit unsure when they put him in for Cole, but obviously Rick Tocchet likes Julesen. Remember yesterday how we were talking about how the ice time from all defensemen was between 18.5 and 21.5. So all 6 defensemen were within 3 minutes of each other. Today, because I guess of the discrepancy and because of the power play time. So that's a big difference, right? That's then you had actually Hughes at 24:30, Hronek at 22:30, and the low man was Julesen at 14:43. So because of the 4 Canucks power plays, you saw more ice time for Hughes and Hronek. So naturally, that's fine. DeSmith wasn't too busy, only had to make 18 saves on 20 shots. I want to acknowledge another donation from Carol. This one's a $10 donation. Very generous. Thank you, Carol. Says, I think we're going to get in the playoffs. I think we're going to go deep. I think it's our year this year. I really enjoyed what you both said when I watched your Game Over. I really enjoyed. Well, thank you, Carol. I enjoyed that you enjoyed everything. And yes, I agree with you. We're going to go deep. Hopefully, I'm being more convinced of that. I don't know if we go all the way this year, but it sure feels good to be talking about the Canucks at the top of the league. And thank you for watching. And shout out to all of you who were at Game Over, who are here, who watch my other content as well. I'm very grateful to all of you. So let's give Carol some love in the chat for sure. So those are some of the things I like. Play the defense, the Lotto line, of course. They weren't as dominant today. In fact, Besser didn't have a point, and Miller only had assists, and PD didn't have a point. PD only had a goal, I should say. But it wasn't that PD to Miller back to PD goal. That was amazing. That to do all that right while Scott Mayfield is just kind of watching. Sorokin doesn't know where the puck is going. I thought that was a really, really great play. So those are some things that I like for sure. What I didn't like, small, but I didn't like the fact that the Canucks power play was shut out. They went 0 for 4. At least they got power play opportunities today, but they did go 0 for 4. And I am a tiny bit concerned about the second line that's not doing anything. Again, Suter, Kuzmenko, and Mikheyev. Mikheyev got the assist, but that was on the Hronek goal. Okay, so they weren't shut out completely, but I do think the Lotto line will dry up eventually, and then you're going to need other forwards to step up. So maybe a couple things that I didn't like, but nothing too big. Finally, a couple of other things real quick. Number one, we heard the stat that the Canucks, now they're 27-11-3. So there are 16 games over 500, 41 plus 16. That's why they have 57 points. 16 games over 500. So even if they go 500 for the rest of the season, they're going to wind up with 98 points, and that's playoffs for sure. But they're going to get way more than 90. They're on pace for 114. You guys, the last time the Canucks had 27 wins halfway through the season was 2010, 2011, when they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. So that I thought was very, very interesting. The other thing that I thought was quite interesting is the fact that Noah Juleson played. And Ian Cole. Rick Tocchet was quick to say he was a healthy scratch, but I think both Ian Cole today and Zadorov 2 days ago, if they had to, they could, 2 games ago, they could have played. So I don't look at it, controversy, they're going to be so mad for sitting. No, I look at it as, this is awesome. We have depth on our blue line. He trusts Juleson. He trusts Friedman as well. So that's 8 defensemen deep. Maybe you want one more, a higher quality guy, but I really think that the coaching staff and Rick Tocchet trusts the guys that we have right now. So that is a good thing as well. So there's some thoughts for you real quick. I'm just going to look at a couple things. Scores we care about, Pacific Division. We had the Kraken winning 5-2. We had the Kings losing in overtime. They're up 2-0, and the Lightning came back to win 3-2, which I like. The Sharks got pummeled by Maple Leafs 7-1. Canucks win. Ducks win 5-3 over the Predators. The Oilers beat the Blackhawks 2-1. Jets won. I say that because the Canucks are fighting with them atop the top of the West. And the Flames beat the Senators. So the only team that didn't play was Vegas. The only team that didn't play in our division, I should say, was Vegas. So you add it all up, and then I'll show you real quick where the Canucks are in terms of standings. So in the division, which is the most important thing right now, in the division, the Canucks have 57-41. Vegas has 51-40. LA has 47-37. So the Canucks are ahead by points percentage. Look at Edmonton. They are now only 4 points behind LA with the same number of games. You guys, they're catching up quick. Seattle's tied, but they'll play 3 more games. And then I'm not worried about Calgary, and certainly not worried about Anaheim and San Jose. So then you look at the overall standings from the entire league. By points, we are second. It goes Winnipeg, us, Boston, and Colorado. And by points percentage, we are now moved up to third. We leapfrog, I guess, the Rangers, who were idle tonight. So it's Winnipeg. Winnipeg's so good right now. Boston, very good. So are we. And so we are second in terms of points, third in terms of points percentage. It is amazing to see. All right, I want to say hi. A lot of people in here. Kempner's in here. Kempner's been busy. He did Game Over with me. Then he had his own show as well. And everyone else that's in here as well. Really appreciate all of you being here. And like I said, tonight is a quicker one because I do have to wrap up between 11:40 and 11:45. I guess a couple other things that are making the news right now in terms of for the Canucks. The biggest one is the NHL released their voting results for the All-Star game and the All-Star weekend. There's only 2 more days to vote. And of the 12 spots, the Canucks have 4 players currently in there. Right now, Thatcher Demko is leading all goalies by 300,000 votes. So it looks like he's going to be one of the 4 goalies voted in for sure. Like he's number 1, and they're voting in 4. Then of the top 8 skaters, you do have Pettersson, Miller, and Besser all in there as well. So we could see an All-Star weekend that has 5 Canucks, the most of any team among the 44 players. 5 Canucks: Hughes, Demko, PD, Miller, and Besser. And why not? The Canucks, they're all having all-star caliber seasons, and it's really, really nice to see. So keep voting. Let's not get complacent. Just like the Canucks, when they have a lead, we don't want them to get complacent. We don't want to get complacent in our voting as well. But it looks good for having all 4 more Canucks joining Thatcher Demko. Joining Quinn Hughes All-Star weekend, first weekend of March in Toronto. So that is pretty darn exciting. A couple other things real quick. We're learning a bit more. I guess I didn't really talk about it. Obviously, there's Nylander's big contract. There's a trade, Cutter Gauthier to Anaheim from Philly for Drysdale and a 2nd-round pick. That's a big trade. Drysdale is a good young right shot defenseman. Cutter Gauthier is going to be really good. He was awesome at the World Juniors. So rarely do you see 2 prospects or 2 young players traded for one another. but obviously there was something amiss, something afoul, something going on in Philadelphia, and we'll see if the true story doesn't come out. I mean, if the true story does come out. Let's go to my mid-show sponsor read, because there are a lot of you in here, which is great. I started a bit late, so I want to give more time to you. There are 100 of you in here, so hang on to your questions because I won't catch up. But in a second, I'll prompt you. But give me a couple minutes to take care of some business. Not like that. I think you know what I mean. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. Check them out at ptform.com. Thank you to Gassy J Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Dave Leeson, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the URL tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Looking for Canucks tickets? Email me at canuckclay@gmail.com. I'll be sending a new batch of emails out tomorrow. Don't forget, now we're already on Tuesday. Tomorrow night is members only. So it's a members only stream at 11. I will post the link sometime during the day, but it is indeed for members only. Then back to everyone on Thursday. And this Vegas trip, I had 3 people reach out to me today interested, which is exciting. So they're still selling spots. They're still getting more people to go. So if you want to go to this 4-day, 3-night Vegas trip, the game is on April the 2nd, Vancouver versus Vegas. It's $999 based on double occupancy. Price includes return airfare, 3 nights at the park, MGM, airport transfers, and the game ticket. All you got to do is email Neal Chark. He's very responsive. neilc@uniglobecarefree.ca. He's going to ask for a $200 deposit. You have to pay the rest by the end of this month, and then mention me because he wants to know where all the sales are coming from. So once again, neilc@uniglobecarefree.ca. Continue to get involved, you guys, by subscribing so you can get active in the chat section. Like the video. 106 of you in here, which is amazing on a Tuesday night, on a game night. 106 of you in here. So we should, and the likes are 42. That's not bad, actually. That's actually quite high. So let's keep liking the video, like the fact we're together, like the fact the Canucks are amazing. And then you can also leave a donation like Carol has done. You can gift memberships like Carol has done. Carol, you're great. You can also buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Friends, because there are over 100 of you in here, I'm going to go questions only. So I'll answer your questions. You can creatively put your comments as form of a question. I'll also answer like membership message, donations, and gifts, and nice compliments as well. What do you have for me tonight? What does Finn do when the Canucks are on a road trip? Does he just do the birthday stuff, or is he hired for private events? All those things, Fangirl. I think he keeps himself busy. He hires himself out. That doesn't sound good. He does the birthday things, the corporate events. I'm sure he makes himself very busy. Hey, Harry, I'm doing great. Hope you're well as well. Prediction for Thursday night's game against the Penguins. Of course, you know it's going to be 4-2. And I'll say PD. I'll change it out. I'll say PD scores the first goal for the Canucks. I don't think anyone predicted Philip Hronek tonight. So I'll say PD, and I'm still going 4-2 until the Canucks actually win 4-2. Yeah, Finn, keep your thoughts to yourself. I'm just kidding. 350, thank you for asking. I actually did not bowl for score tonight. I just rolled the ball, tried to get back into the swing of things. It's funny. I see on Instagram, someone just posted a video of me bowling, and it's not good. I think I got a 9, so it's not like I got a gutter ball or whatever. Well, no, an 8. It's pretty bad. But Alex, not sure if you're watching the stream, but thank you, Alex, for that, and for giving me some love. Yeah, not the best, but not the worst either. So 350, I did not bowl for score tonight. Aaron, I've always said 100 million, 12.5 times 8. It's not just about the AAV, it's about the total value too. I say 100 million, 12.5, 8. And Kempner already knows that it's 4-2 Vancouver. Clay, your 4-2 prediction last night might have been right of Joshua. Yeah, I know. I was 88 seconds away today, Daniel. I think the Jets are great. I think they're a very good team. They're similar to us. They have great goaltending. I think we have more dynamic players up front. and their defense is quite similar as well. So I think both teams are very, very good. I would love to see a Western Conference final between, and those are my two favorite teams, as you know, of course, Vancouver first. Hey, Locked On Canucks. Not sure this Kyle or Trevor. I'm guessing it's Kyle. How much are you paying Philip Hornet for how long? I'm not giving him 7 or 8. I just don't. He doesn't seem like a 7 or 8 year type of player, but I want him for at least 5 or 6, or maybe even 4 or 5. Do you pay him as high as Quinn at 7 and 7.5? It's okay because it's a smaller percentage of the cap number. Every insider I've talked, no, I haven't talked to them. I've heard talk about it. They're saying it's at least 7 million. So gosh, are we going 5 times 7.5? What do you think? Tell me what you think. Does that seem high, or is that about right? 5 times 7.5. I don't know. I just threw that got that out of nowhere. That seems high when I say it, but he's awesome. And he's injuring players left, right, and center. It's kind of mean, but I cheer when he injures players, which is really mean, actually, because I would hate if someone cheered when I got injured. Carol comes through with another donation of 5 memberships. So it's another $25 donation. So 25 plus 25 plus the 10. Carol has given $60 already tonight, which is amazing. Andy, Nut Girl, Angus, Ken, and Philly, welcome to membership. Welcome to the CCC crew. Perfect timing because of the members live stream tomorrow night at 11. And then Carol, once again, thank you so much for your generosity. Let's give Carol some love in the chat for sure. Did Alv Veen miss out Kuzi for Drysdale? I have the feel. Well, I guess if the Ducks were smart, they would have, driven the price up by making Drysdale available. Yeah, I'd say you could argue a lot of players. I mean, a lot of teams missed out, but then what would the ask would have been if it's Cutter for Drysdale from Philly? Are they asking for a Lekaramaki or for a Lander or DPD? I don't know. It's tough. So I say a lot of people maybe missed out for sure. Clifford is not cursed. It's not cursed. It will happen. But you know why it doesn't happen? Because if it's 4-2, often the team losing will pull their goalie. And sometimes that's why we had a few 5-2 games this year. Because 3-2, obviously they'll pull the goalie. So I'm waiting for actually a 3-2 lead for the Canucks. They pull the goalie, and then we score an empty netter, and then it's 4-2. Then it's done. But oftentimes the Canucks are up 4-2, and then they score, and then it becomes 5-2. Hronek is Salo without a conscience. I like that. Wow, Justin, thank you. We got a wonderful donation from Justin Pater. I think that's how you pronounce it, Justin. I just want to say thanks for being great, and thanks for all the great videos. Well, thank you for being great, Justin. I appreciate the kind words and the donation. Let's give Justin some love in the chat for sure. That's awesome. Thank you, Justin. Being out of cap space, I don't think Canucks should make any trades at the deadline and mess with chemistry. Toymaker. Yeah, I have time for that argument. I just have a feeling that they can still tweak and add, especially if they find, I don't think they'll move Kuzmenko, but they might be thinking about it. Maybe, yeah. It's funny how the trade Myers talk has kind of gone down a little bit as well. So I hear what you're saying. Harry, I'm very confident the Canucks will finish the road trip strong. Cameron, welcome, Cameron, to membership. Great breakdown video today. Thanks, Cameron. Having a lot of fun. It's really easy too. Maybe for one of these streams, I'll actually show you how I do it. Yeah, for one of these streams, actually, I think, not be so static. I might film off a more mobile camera and might do a studio tour type thing. And I'll show you how I do the green screen, the breakdown videos as well. It's a lot of fun for sure. Hronek, more than 7.5. What are you paying Joshua? A couple million max. I think you go shorter term, you go 2 or 3 years, and you go to 2 to 2.2, something like that. High ones, low twos. I don't know. Am I way off? I think people aren't giving Hronek enough credit for Hughes' season. That's a really good point. Because I usually hear it. That's a really good point. I usually hear it the other way. It's people aren't giving Hughes enough credit, or that Hronek's only having a good season because of Hughes. I rarely hear it the other way. So I'm glad you brought that up. I do think Pettersson is the better player than Nylander. They're both great, But PD, I think being a center gives them an advantage for sure. Coach Rob, 3 times 5. Are you talking about a contract or are you talking about Carol? No, Carol's done 2 times 5 plus a $10 donation. Don't you forget about me. Awesome. Love having content creators here. Kempner, Locked On Canucks, Coach Rob has created content as well. Awesome stuff. Do you think it will be a fast-paced and goal-scoring game? Yep, high-scoring game. I do. Look at the Canucks goals aside from the St. Louis game. 6, 5, or whatever. The Canucks are scoring a lot. Fangirl, if I had to pick, I'd say he makes 1 or 2 trades, and they don't have to be major trades. Do I think Kuzmenko will get scratched again in Pittsburgh? He didn't put him on the last power play. Yeah, I think that was more Hronek playing well as opposed to Kuzmenko playing poorly. But yeah, now I look at it, 0 points, 0 everything, no hits, no shots, and only 15 minutes of ice time. Yeah, he's got to do more than that for sure. McKayev at least had 4 shots on net, assist +1, and 1 hit. Kuzmenko, I don't know if he's going to get scratched, but he has to do more for sure. Since the Canucks are buyers for the trade deadline, do you think they'll get a superstar D-man or just a minor trade? I don't think you're going to get a superstar D-man. I actually don't think they need a superstar D-man. I think they could use more depth. I'd rather, hopefully D stays healthy. I'd rather them go after a forward of some sort. Angus, it's amazing. They're the most regulation wins in the entire league. How long have you had the 4-2 prediction? It's been the same since I tried. There was one year, a season where I would say 4-2, but then I'd give a real prediction. But now I'm too lazy. I just say 4-2. I know it maybe doesn't add for it's not the best, but it's kind of like my thing now. I've had it for a long time. So I guess at least 4 years now. Kuzmenko for Middlestat and Greenway to supplement the second line. I don't mind Middlestat and Greenway. What are their, so the money adds up, but what are their contracts? No, Greenway's got 2 more years, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'd be open to that. Maybe. Jay, I was saying, I was talking about the trade, how Cutter Gauthier wanted out of Philly, but we don't know why. Yeah, Justin, we want you back more, not just because you gave a donation. We want you here more. Career high by points. If you're GM Clay, would you take that in strong consideration on his contract? Yeah, he's playing with Hughes. Locked On Canucks made the point that he might be helping Hughes too. It's not just one way. He's okay defensively. He's not the best. He's got a bomb of a shot. So yeah, it's really tough. And you don't get. We gave up a lot to get him. That doesn't mean you have to pay him a lot. Obviously, we gave him a lot to get him, but he's like a number 1 right shot guy or a number 2 guy overall. I think you got to keep him. What? $22 for a Bud Light? That's why I don't drink. Well, that's among the many reasons I don't drink. Why do you think Canucks need some more people in the trade deadline? Do you think we should stay pat? That's a great question. I think scoring is going to get harder in the second half of the season. Scoring definitely gets hard in the playoffs, so I wouldn't mind another game breaker or someone who can put the puck in the net for sure. And there we go. Takes only 1 injury to one of our stars to veer the season. I think that's a really, really good point. Malkin between Kuzi and Mikheyev. Pretty sure Malkin makes 4.5. Someone's got to fact check that. I'm not doubting you. Seems a little low. Yeah, this Kuzmenko situation, it's crazy because he's been benched 5 times and he doesn't get any better. So eventually we're going to say it's the player, but I'm just not there yet. Had 2 D-men on the last power play for the last 4 minutes, probably to protect the lead. Thank you, Viper. Just relying on the lotto line and much too early discussions about salary cap come up without having anything in our hands. Sorry, just relying on the lotto line and much too early discussions about salary cap come up without having anything in our hands. Oh, are you saying, Byrne, that we haven't won anything yet? Is that what you're saying? Do you think the Islanders regret giving Horvat the money they did? Wasn't noticeable and no points. Yeah, I think it's too early to say that. It's only the first full season, but that was a lot of money for sure. And people are going to make the Miller comparisons naturally. Rutherford versus, hopefully he goes in the right dressing room. after the Penguins game, do you think we trade Kuzmenko for Gensel? Let me see how well Gensel does on Thursday first, Trev. The Canucks will be more aggressive during trade deadline or free agency. I think they're going to be aggressive in both, but free agency, presuming they don't sign all their UFAs, but then they got to give so much money to Petey and Hronek. I think they'll be aggressive for sure, but I don't know how much money they're going to spend at free agency. 2011 Canucks team versus our current team. Who would win if they played each other? I'm going to say that the 2011 team wins in 7 because I still think the 2011 team's defense was better. Luongo and Demko's good. Demko is very good. Luongo was amazing, except against Boston. Prime Luongo, though, that defense and the Sedins, who are just as magical as Petey and Miller. Then they have the Kessler. Oh, it's tough. It's a toss-up for me. It really is. That's why I'm saying 7 games. I'm kind of wimping out here. But I think the 2011 team wins if I had to pick. Then, that's a great question. I'm going to put it in the poll right now. And I know that many of you might not remember the 2011 team, but they were good. Sedins, Kessler, Burroughs, Luongo, Edler, Ehrhoff, Bieksa, Hamhuis, Salo. Okay. I went very quick. I just said who wins, 2011 or 2024. I didn't even type the word team. Malcolm makes 6.1. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What song will the Canucks play when the buzzer sounds and they're Stanley Cup champions? Bittersweet Symphony. That's good. I think we play You Can't Touch This. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. 6.1. Thank you. I hope that the Canucks will keep looking forward and win games and make improvements and keep winning. Me too, Shannon. I'm with you. Witnessing history, soak it in. It's awesome. 2011 and 6, they have the intangibles in Burr and Lappy, and this team doesn't have that grit. That's fair. Oh, yeah, I should have. Yeah, next time, Rob, I'll add in 94. Although I think they'd get the least amount of votes, but maybe not. I shouldn't bias it. The season isn't over. If both teams are in the prime, 2011. Only one active player from 2011. Yeah, well, that was 13 seasons ago. Yeah, I looked it up. The 2011 team, they ended up with 117 points. It was nuts how good they were. The 2011 team. So we're on pace for 114. They had 117. If you had to compare Quinn Hughes to a 2011 D-man, who'd you pick? Honestly, none. None of them have his skill set and ability to control the game. Hey, Murray. 2011, without a doubt. Aggressive, a lot of grit. Torres, Rome, yeah. Sorry, Justin, did I say Ehrhoff and we didn't have him? Or is it... well, yeah, we got him later. I can't remember when we got him. Did we get him after that run? Hamhuis, Bieksa, Tanev, Edler, Salo, Rome, Alberts, Ballard. Yeah, do we not have... refresh me. Oreskovich, that's right. Zal says the 94 team is hard to compare. That's fair. 2011 players were tougher. No one like Quinn. 2011 team was so much stronger defensively. Longo stole a lot of games. That team had more shutouts. 2023 teams can't seem to get a lot of shutouts. That's fair. Right. And the game, I think you could argue there's more skilled forwards now, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. 2011 Canucks team was far too aggressive and they would pummel this team. Okay, that's fair, Pardeep. That's fair. Forgot man, Mikhail Samuelson created a mismatch in the second line of Recchi. 2011 had bigger bodies. This is a really good question, actually. But 60% of you, everyone in the chat is saying 2011, but in the poll, it's only 60% to 40. What's my record prediction for the second half? Great question. There are 16 games over 500 now. I think they end up another 10 games over 5, so 26, so 108. So I say 108. So what's let's go 50, 24. What is that up to? 50 and 24 and 8. Yeah. 50, 24 and 8. That is my new prediction, 108 points. Seems low, right? But I'm not sure if they're going to win as much as they are now. They're still going to do great. They're still going to be 10 games over 500 for the second now. 50, 24, and 8. That's my quick, not thinking about it prediction. Oh, Ehrhoff was a rental for the run. Thank you. 2011 team would be more penalized. Interesting. Ehrhoff was there. Thank you. Can't compare. Yeah, Sonny, but it's always fun. Will I be going to the March 31st game against the Ducks? 12:30. We'll be going with a huge amount of family. That's awesome. As of now, Chris, I'm not scheduled to go to that game. That's not on my list of games to go to as of right now, but that could change. Do you think if we won a cup, if we had won a cup in 94 and 2011, we would still be wanting us to win a cup now? No, of course. You win one, you want more, but we can always at least say, at least we have a cup. But no, I think we would still be just as hungry for sure. For sure. Tyler says 2024 better. Myers and Roenick slap shot remind me of Salo. True. Higher scoring, less shutouts. I agree. Ehrhoff was there. He was paired with Edler. Yes, that was a good trade for us. Ooh, Ricky says this team wins in 5. Interesting. I bet some of these people were paying attention then. Were or weren't? If we're favoring 21 team, how can we amp our aggressiveness? Yeah, that's a good point. They're just, Oman's not aggressive. Bluger and Suda, they're good, but they're not aggressive. Hoglander can be feisty. Lafferty can be, but yeah, we don't have a guy that scares you like Torres did. Yeah, I don't know, Elton. Maybe, and I think the game has changed a little bit too. Thanks, Pardeep, for mentioning your age. Appreciate it. Malhotra did get injured. BX on this team. Big Bad Bees perfected the way to beat the 2011 Canucks. Would the 2023 be willing to play that way, though? That's a good point. That's a really good point. Sharks trade Ehrhoff, Lukovic in September for White and Rami. Canucks will sign Schneider. Oh, that's right. Schneider was one of the biggest disappointments. I know that I wanted him to do a lot better. Okay, 2 more minutes. Ehrhoff is still playing at 41. Love it. Love it. Love it. If the Canucks win the cup, where do you think the parade's going to be at? Oh, it'll be downtown for sure, even though I'll vote for Steveston. Torres would get suspended. Friends, I do have to go. Okay, last question, because I think it's a good question. We haven't played Winnipeg yet. How do you think we'll do against them? Yeah, traditionally, we don't do well against them. I think I like our chances this year. I think we're going to play them straight up, and it'll be they'll split the series somehow. I do have to get going. This is the one night where I do have to leave on time. So thank you, everyone. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe space. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support as well as Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. I thank you for your support. To everyone who watched, who liked, who subscribed, thank you. Always appreciate you. Never, ever take you for granted. Carol, who gifts 10 memberships tonight and gives a $10 donation. Thank you, Carol. And then Justin also gave a $7 donation. Thank you for going above and beyond tonight. Thank you to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss, and my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Also, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And don't forget, tomorrow, no Canucks game. Thus, it is a members-only stream. So we have some new members tonight that could join, but I will send the link out tomorrow. So look on my community tab for the link to tomorrow night's live stream for members only, starting at 11 p.m. Okay, friends, on your way out, you can subscribe, like the video, you can leave a donation, you can gift a membership, upgrade your own membership, or buy your own membership. And once again, I appreciate you guys being here. And I look forward to seeing you guys, members, tomorrow, and everyone else on Thursday. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. And why is this Neal Chark area? How long has that Neal one been up there? If you want to go on the Vegas trip, contact Neal Chark, neal@uniglowcarefree.ca. Okay, now for real, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And by the way, do you know why fish always sing off key? Yeah, they're brutal. You can't tuna fish. Can't tuna fish. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.